Hey guys, Adam Fennig here with Fennig Equipment, and you're tuned into the Talking Shed. Today, we've got the new Salford 15-foot Halo VRT. For a long time, we've talked about the strength and the durability of these VRTs, but mainly the versatility. The downside to sometimes that versatility is the immense amount of horsepower. When we're asking a tool like this to go into corn stalks and bury them and still finish, or go into heavy bean residue and incorporate manure, run it from 2 degrees to 15 and still go really deep, that takes a lot of power to do all that work and performance that's packed into this tool. So guys with 300 horse and under were kind of left out to dry for a while when they wanted to talk about the VRT. But this new 15-footer fits right into that bill. We've got a Deutz 250 horse front wheel assist hooked up to this 15-footer, and it handles it all day long. So no longer can we tell guys who are under 300 horse that we don't have an option for you. We now have a great option. This thing, although it is a little bit narrower than some of the other models, whenever you're going 10 to 12 miles an hour, you're still covering a ton of ground. So I really love the added versatility to the already versatile VRT. This one still packs the same punch as all the other models that go up to 40 feet. We can adjust from 2 degrees up to 15. We can tilt, we can put hydraulic pressure on the basket, and we can do everything that the others can do. They've just sized it down into a lower horsepower chassis. But back here, I also want to talk a little bit about a special feature that's also put on this 15-foot, and that is the new Packer roller option. That thing is heavy, super heavy, and we're out here testing this to get our feel for how we think this thing does stacked up against the double rolling basket on the standard VRTs. And I'm impressed. Not only is this thing heavy enough to really press and firm, but I did some videos of it earlier. It really uses the amount of surface area that it has to really come through and break up clods like this as it completely rolls. There's no stone left unturned per se on this Packer. It's a full, it touches every inch of the ground as it spins, whereas a basket does a skipping action. However, there's a place and a time for each. I think if you've got hard clay ground, you've got to have the added PSI that you're going to get from the staggered punch of a double roller. If you've got sand or a lot of little rocks, or maybe up in Michigan, or some really fine dirt, I think the Packer is going to be really advantageous for you. Either way, check out the VRT, the added versatility, and call us today, and we'd be happy to demo one of these on your farm. We've got 15-footers up to 35-footers in stock. Again, clod size is minimal. I really love the finish of that Packer. So this is a couple scenarios that we've been running it in. Some of this was untouched dirt. Some of it was stuff that we hit with a VRT or the 5200 at the field day. But look at these lines, and like where I'm walking, look at that. It's just beautiful, fluffy powder. Looks great. As far as finish, I rate the Packer a 10 out of 10 as far as finish. That's for dang sure. Love what that thing does. All right, well, that's what we're doing today. Running this 15-foot Salford VRT with the new Packer option. Thanks for tuning in. So here's a great example of the firming and the pressing that Packer does. You can kind of see the very light ripples going down through here. Cody's gonna make a pass over here and finish off some ground that had been worked. If you can see how good it looks here, let's see what we get. Got the Deutz 250 in front there. He's gaining some speed. Boy, I really do like how well that crumbles and finishes. Let me zoom out here a little bit. I mean, it's a beautiful crumble. I mean, that the surface area that is on that packer, the beauty of that is that you're utilizing the entire circumference of that roller packer to turn and press, and it comes down and it packs and it breaks and crumbles a lot of that stuff up, whereas a rolling basket is just kind of an inch there, an inch here, an inch there, but they both have their place. I don't think one's ever really going to overtake the other. It's just very situational on what type of soil you've got. If you're in a lot of heavy clays, I think you're going to need the strength and the more PSI of the double roller. The double roller is probably about this thick, but you've got a lot more PSI when it comes down to break, whereas that packer, there's less PSI because there's more square footage, square inches, I should say, of placement down on that ground. But it's doing a beautiful job. It levels really well. I was impressed and slightly surprised, to be honest, with how well it leveled, because we rely on those double baskets so much to do the leveling on the standard VRTs. I was unsure of how this double packer would do it.